it's Audra from the Off the Out blog, and today I'm going to show you how to save seeds from different types of flowers. So the first type of flower that I'm going to talk about is the sunflower. So when you're saving sunflower seeds, you want to make sure that all the leaves, all of the petals have dried off and the back of the stem is starting to turn yellow or brown. And that means that the seeds are fully matured and ready to be, the stalk is ready to be cut off and laid somewhere where it can dry easily. You're going to cut it about a foot from the actual sunflower head. And you can already see some of the seeds are starting to mature. So now they just need to dry out. So the second flower I want to show you how to save seeds from is the Larkspur. And it's a very similar process to saving any other kind of flower seed. This is what the flower looks like. These are dying. And once that matures fully, it's going to put off a seed pod that looks like that. You're going to wait until that's completely dried out, and then it's really simple. You just take the whole thing off. And then when you open it up, it's got tons of little larkspur seeds on the inside.
I see it.
I'm gonna get these off.
Here, you. Got one.
Same thing goes for zinnia seeds. You're gonna wait until the head has completely dried out and died. This one's not ready yet. So it's going to get really brown and crispy, and then you're just going to cut that off. And you can either shake out the seeds, or you can just put it in a jar and wait until next year to get the seeds out. And I'm outside in the garden. I have a puppy dog that is actually Case. He's pretending he's a puppy.
No.
And kind of ripping stuff out, trying to weed a little bit. The tomatoes are still giving a lot, surprisingly. They're kind of dying off from blight and things like that. So I'm just going to go around the garden and show you some of the different things that I'm saving seeds from. One example I wanted to show you guys is basil. I actually tried to grow basil from seed this year and it all failed. So this is actually a basil plant that I got actually from Trader Joe's, and it's actually done really well. So I want to save the seeds from it. So I'm just letting it go to seed, and eventually once this dries, I'm going to cut it off and store it in a bag. I've heard of some people putting it in the freezer for a couple days to kill off any bugs or anything. But that's basically it. It's just kind of like saving any other flower seed. You're just going to let it dry and then pick it, and that's that. The longest thing that I've had to wait on to save seeds from are these peppers. These are the Heatless jalapeno peppers. And all I'm doing is trying to let them begin to turn red, as you can see. And it takes a long time. But they are actually starting to turn, they'll turn black before they turn red. And then once they're fully ripe and red, that's when you want to pick them and you can save the seeds from them. Okay, so cucumbers are a little bit different, and it's important to remember that it actually is the best if you let things get to their full ripeness before you pick them to save the seeds. So you're going to do that with cucumbers. Now I planted my cucumbers too late in the year, and I don't think they're going to produce before the last frost. I have a lot of flowers that might, if my soil actually had some nutrition deficiency and things like that. So we'll try again next year. This was just a shot in the dark. I've got some little bitty cucumbers. Okay, so if you remember, I cut these sunflower heads, and this is a few days later. I just set them in the windowsill and let them dry out, and I'm just going to gently scrape these seeds out into a Ziploc bag so I can keep them for next year. So we went to the mountains, and I actually got to get some beautiful zinnia seeds. They were just dead heads, and I just cut them off and put them in a Ziploc bag. They were light pink, dark pink. They were very pretty colors, and so I'm really excited about that for next year. And as far as saving tomato seeds, there's a couple different ways you can do that. Some people like to cut open the tomato and scrape the seeds into a cup of water, and they say the good seeds float to the top and the bad seeds sink, or maybe it's the other way around, so you should look that up and make sure that I'm not messing that up. But the way I do it, and the way my grandmother does it, and other gardeners I know do it, it's just the easiest way, especially if you're a busy mom with 2 little kids, is you cut open the tomato, spread it on a paper towel, and you let it dry for about 3 to 4 weeks. Some people do it on a different kind of paper, but the idea is you're just trying to soak up as much moisture as possible. Now the difference between this and doing it in the cup of water is that you can't separate the seeds as easily without damaging them, possibly. So you could kind of spread them out and cut out the seeds that you want. I mean, if you're doing 3 seeds in a flat as it is per little cell, I mean, you could easily cut that out and put it in a cell. I mean, that is very time consuming. If you're doing a big garden, you're probably not going to want to do that. You're probably going to want to do it the easier way. But since I did that last year and I just separated them all, I actually just planted a whole paper towel in a big tray and separated them as they got big enough. There's always the danger of damaging the root systems when you do that, but I was very careful and I had the time to do that. So look at these pretty mums. Actually, they're not so pretty. I think I'm going to have to save this one, but Daniel bought them for me.
I see them.
Yeah, he bought them for me because they were on sale, so I'm going to save them.
I see them.
I see them. They're pretty, aren't they? We just got back from a weekend trip, so we're getting back into the swing of things. Before we left, I went to the farmer's market and got a whole bunch of corn. So I've just been shucking this and putting it in some reusable freezer bags so we can eat them this winter, and we can just pull one out already shucked as we need them.
And I'm making cornbread today.
Here's the brand. You're making cornbread? That's awesome. So I've just been saving seeds and trying to figure out what to pull out and what to plant in its place. I'm not going to have a super big fall garden this year because it does take a lot of work, and I am kind of burnt out, so I'm going to give myself a break. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of a break. I have all these